There are few sporting events across the planet that hold the same weight as the Great American Race. The 67th running of the Daytona 500 is less than 5 days away, with a lineup that'll make every race fan happy. Our NASCAR experts, Rachel West and Andrew Gorton, made the trip south to Daytona on Wednesday and have a final recap from Media Day.
Well, things are all wrapped up here at Media Day for the Daytona 500. Andrew, we've seen practice, we've seen single car qualifying. Now next up is the duels, which will determine the rest of the field.
Yes, so that front row, it's set. And we're going to have an interview with the pole sitter coming up later on the news. But let's talk about what's to come here. For the duels, you've got now 45 guys going for 40 positions. So there's going to be 5 teams unhappy by the time Sunday rolls around and that green flag starts the race.
Well, the guys who will make up that field come Sunday, all vying for this trophy that's behind us here. In that group, it's some that have won this race multiple times and others who are still looking for that first win.
You know, to me, I've won them all, right? I've checked the boxes of winning all the big races except the Daytona 500. So I have won here at Daytona, just not the big race in February. But would love to change that and maybe come back next year and talk about how cool it was to finally win it.
Just the magnitude. It didn't feel that different in the moment, but then getting out of the car, it felt very different. So I would say the magnitude of the race kind of set in as soon as it was over. But during the race, you're just thinking about how do I get to the line first, and that felt really similar to any other race win.
I've had a lot of chances at it and screwed a few of them up, and got screwed up in a few of them. So yeah, it's Daytona. It gets crazy. I think having experience with this car the last few years of learning that it's I think we know what to do, but you got to get in the right position. You got to have the right partners, and takes a lot to go right to have a shot.
Well, amongst that group that's still looking for their first Daytona 500 win is Georgia native Chase Elliott, who's not only looking to get that win for himself, obviously he'd love that, but he's also wanting to get that win for the entire state of Georgia.
Obviously, it'd be a big deal, that this is such a huge race, and it's always kind of felt like its own event to me. I mean, I know that it's a part of our season, and it totally counts, either for you or against you, depending upon how it goes. But it's it just has such a different vibe to it than most of the weeks that we run, and an opportunity to put your name on that trophy is a really big deal.
Starting out this year, Chase Elliott already has a win at the Clash. Now that is not a points-paying race, but it brings in a little bit of momentum as we get into the biggest race weekend of the year.
Hoping that momentum carries over to winning that trophy there, no doubt. And of course, we'll have all things Daytona 500 for you through Sunday, so make sure you're staying tuned to WTOC.